So I wanted to give everybody a sense for what we experienced in Meteora because it was pretty amazing, don't you think?
Yes, it was. It was phenomenal.
And, it is a UNESCO site, so you had problems with your drone footage.
Yes, I learned what a geofence was when I flew into it.
And what happened?
It deactivated my drone. I couldn't control my drone. My drone just sat there. I couldn't turn. I couldn't do anything. Eventually,
at least you got these two
got a few shots,
right?
yes.
So
and retrieved my drone, which was good.
I know. I was afraid you were going to tell me that it was just going to crash land or something.
I thought it was.
So, I mean, believe it or not, this is not a drone shot. This is us being out and about and being able to see the views from on top of the monasteries, right?
Absolutely. We needed my drone anyway.
Where is our Airbnb here, by the way?
It's down kind of in the bottom center, right up near the
monasteries and the Meteora and all that stuff, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's amazing how washed out the colors look here. Like, it was pretty flat.
Very hazy day. As you can see the haze in the distance, so the light was not brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, did we hike stairs? We were getting 18 to 20,000 steps a day. Most of those were vertical.
There you are. I thought it was kind of cool the way we could see a monastery from the monasteries, and sometimes you'd be looking at one of the Meteora, one of the, the rock pillars, and all of a sudden you'd realize, oh, there's another one over there, right?
Yes, it was. I just don't know how they chose where to put them, because they were everywhere, or so it seemed.
Yeah, you'd think that there was some religious significance or, I don't know, divine intervention of some kind. Speaking of divine intervention, they really did like their wine, didn't they?
Well, look at the size of that wine cask. It's giant.
One of the things that I noticed is just how well preserved all of the artwork is. They did a phenomenal job on that. Either that or they were very fortunate.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Yeah. Here's another typical view. It was just staggering. Everywhere you look is just incredible beauty. You can see the monastery, another monastery along the way.
Everywhere you turn, there's either a monastery or the rock faces.
I was glad that we found hikes that were in the shade because it got really hot during the day. It was like in the 80s, right?
Yes, did I mention 18 to 20,000 steps a day?
Yes, you did. But here, we actually didn't have to climb. We couldn't climb because this was not accessible to the public at all. In fact, if we hadn't taken this hike with all trails, we never would have even seen this. It's a hermitage where apparently a 92-year-old monk has been living there since he was 26.
Instead of climbing stairs, these people climbed the rocks. Quite impressive. No, that's not for me.
Yes. I was going to try to pretend that was us, but it wasn't. And this is how some of the monks used to raise and lower both supplies and people with baskets, and they actually had big nets that looked almost like fishing nets, right?
Yes, back in the day they didn't have that little car to hoist everything back there. The nets are now.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty incredible.
No, thank you. I think I'll go up the stairs.
Can you imagine if they dropped it? Anyway, so here's the rest of our hike. One of the many times that we saw a rock on top of the pillar, yeah, that looked like it was just going to topple over.
And yet another monastery.
Yeah.
I'm looking up for him there. See if I can find another. Why, look, there one is.
Yeah. Every time you turn around, basically.
I'm short or it's very tall.
Well, neither, but but basically they're very tall, yes. They just kind of tower above you, which is, why the impression is important to see people next to them, I think.
Yes, indeed.
Anyway.
I'm getting dizzy. Vertigo looking up. Better than vertigo looking down when you're at the top.
I guess so. I didn't really actually mind the going up as much as the going down was a little bit hairy.
Yep, a little slippery in places where there were sometimes loose rock and dirt, so at least I was below you to catch your fall.
But you were. I really appreciated that. There he is.
Hello.
Yet another monastery, and one in the background.
As we go from monastery to monastery, we get them from all angles.
Yep. Isn't the color amazing? The preservation of it.
Very, very vivid.
Yeah,
Not
sometimes
washed out
it's
or
beautiful
faded.
artwork, but it's just not preserved very well. Yum, I wonder what they prepared. Whatever it was, it put off a lot of smoke.
Time for a kitchen remodel.
They needed you.
Yes. Yes. I believe one of the monasteries has actually been turned into a nunnery as well.
That's true. I don't remember which one though. These are actually the headed towards the sleeping chambers. There they are.
Chapels in every monastery were just amazing. The frescoes on the ceiling everywhere, just the detail. Very impressive.
It blends in with the topography of the rocks so well, doesn't it? Everything from the color to the texture.
It does indeed. You can see the hoist there where they would hoist the monks up. And they also have a cable car or gondola going over for supplies. A recent addition.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was assuming that wasn't in the 15th century.
No, I don't think so.
You know, what you can't really tell from these shots is that when we climbed these monasteries, we had to climb them from the other side, from the stairs, basically going all the way up.
From the bottom to the top.
Yes, exactly.
Guessing the monks didn't get many visitors with all those stairs.
I know. Nor did they have people from the public coming in. Like, it wasn't this scenario where they were preaching. They were really in solitude, which I find interesting. I'm glad we stayed at Kastraki, are you?
I am. It was nice to be right at the base where you could look up actually from our Airbnb windows and see monasteries and the rock formations.
Yeah. It's such a small, quaint village instead of something, you know, bigger nearby.
Another quiet hike. Did I mention 20,000 steps?
Yes, you did.
All right, I'll stop it.
Well, at least you got to have as much gelato as you wanted.
And losing weight.
Yeah, exactly. This is that little hike that I took while you were working with your drone.
Yes, the one where you said, oh, it's level, it's through the woods.
Yes, something
In the shade?
like that. Yes, yeah.
We went a little farther, it was straight upstairs. Yes, that's the one.
But I mean, I just thought this was amazing. And then right near it to the right was this man-made structure. I don't know when it was made or.
Kastraki was a nice little town.
Yeah.
Very nice tavernas.
Mm-hmm. And that hotel that we also liked.
Yes, that's
Right in the middle of everything.
everywhere you turn, amazing views.
And you got to play those bells. Oh, there's you with your terrible loaned pants.
Fashion police were going to arrest me. I'm not allowed to go in shorts. And then they had loaner pants. I was wearing the loaner pants to go into the
They
monastery.
could have at least used the same material for the whole set of pants.
Like clown pants.
Yeah. There you go. That's the road I was talking about.
All right, musically inclined. Pretty good.
Yes.
Check out the monastery. Check out the monasteries.
Good thing I have you as a model on this trip. I'm just looking at. Was I even on this trip?
Yes, you're in a few, but I'm not so good at videoing, so you're not in very many.
This I thought was really super cool.
These are actually scarves up there that were put up there by climbers that were blessed by the monks. Apparently that's an annual event.
Oh, I didn't know that.
One of the tavernas told us that. The views never end. It's really quite amazing how green it was there as well. They must get a fair amount of
I
rainfall.
wouldn't have expected that.
And they get snow in the winter, so we saw some photos of snow-capped monasteries, and it was really quite beautiful.
Yeah, it made me want to come for Christmas or something at some point. This was a lovely hike.
Another short walk.
Nice move, Anna.
Nice
move, Anna.
We hiked up
Yeah, this part left.
the mountain. We have this part left to
A
climb.
little steep. Denise, you go first.
Look, a little steep. Denise, you go first.
This one was really cool.
Very much so. I think I see the hermit now. It's a long time to live up there.
I know, right?
Great end to the day with a sunset like that.
Can't wait to come back. Well, bye for now.
See you next time.